but there were, again, too many mistakes for us to have gotten over the hump in that game.
What was some of the improvement?
Well, I thought, secondary-wise, defensively, we were, 75% on third downs. We were 75% successful in the red zone. We fit things. We communicated with all the shifts and motions. It didn't put us into any bad positions. So there were some really bright spots, and then there were some individual efforts that were really bright. Some really good things.
Would you say that since some of the changes were made by going back to basics and being a little bit more aggressive, that there's a noticeable difference in improvement each week with the defense?
I think so. I think it's more about the confidence of knowing what they're doing and making the communication that they need to, and then just playing ball. So yes, I do.
Would you say in a normal year for you offensively, they've been playing well enough for you guys to win games?
I think so. Yeah, I do.
What do you feel like they're doing the breakdowns with those, one play? Again,
Catastrophic.
Yeah, the 70-yard.
Yeah, we're studying the heck out of them. First of all, it's a misfit on the play, or a miscommunication for a misfit, and then it's missed tackles after that, and so again, it's re-emphasizing guys, if you're the backside guy and, the play, you're not supposed to make this play. Somebody else is on the other side. You can't assume it's going to happen. So we got to have relentless pursuit to the ball on every play. You got to expect that to happen. And if we do that, guys would be in better position because we got guys there to make the tackle. We just we missed tackles in those situations, and then nobody else has gotten the guy down.
When those happen, can you see them coming, like either before the play or during the play, or?
No.
You didn't allow many of those at all in 2015.
It's a difference maker, really. If you don't give up catastrophic plays, you keep yourself in the game always, And so, we've had, about one of those a game, I think, to this point, and we've got to get that fixed. That's the glaring spot on the defense right now, And again, I think part of that goes, it's just a mentality of not assuming the guy that's supposed to make the play is going to make the play. You can't assume that. You got to fly to the ball, and you got to want to make that play.
What did you like on film about your running game this past week?
Well, I thought the times where we had it up on people, where offensive line communicated the things, the adjustments that they were making, and the movements that they were making defensively. When we had it up people, we moved people, and our running backs made plays. And we can do that. We can do that. That's the bright spot, is to know that if you just do your job, we can make big plays.
Did the backs do anything different on top of? Obviously you're crediting the line a little bit to kind of take care of the
line,
front.
Receivers, tight ends, all of them doing their job.
Right, but as far as the running back approach, when you
No,
looked on film,
no,
they
we-
just
we-
did what they've been doing. It just worked out better with the.
Yeah, their eyes were good, their vision was good. They made the right cuts, and once they get in the crack, it's up to them.
Coach, can you just talk about about Michael Carter a little bit? He kind of, good first game, and then kind of dipped a little bit, and then he reemerged the other day. So can you just?
Yeah, he's a true freshman that every rep is valuable for, like I said, for all these young guys, and he's growing. He's growing in the offense. He's growing in his understanding of what he needs to do, and the speed of it, and the intensity of it, and he's coming on, and he's growing up in front of your eyes, and so he's making plays, and I'm proud of the kid. I really am.
Is there a difference in how he hits a hole versus Jordan?
No, not really. They're pretty similar. They're really similar in build. They're really similar in the way they run. So it's I wouldn't say that there's a big difference.
When you looked at Brandon on film, what did you see?
I thought probably about 90% of the time his decision making was good, and I'm not just talking about in the passing game. I'm talking about in the run game when we ask him to make decisions, whether he's giving, pulling, all those things. And so a couple throws you'd like to have back. I'd like him to had a couple of those throws when he didn't have he wasn't getting hit and he wasn't being pressured as heavily as he was. Because I think we could have come out on top in that situation if we would have. But I thought overall, I thought he did I thought his decision-making was pretty good. We gotta avoid, you know, throwing the ball down the field just to throw it down the field if a guy's not open. And that's where you turn, you know, that's where you get the interceptions.
How do you plan on handling quarterback reps this week in practice?
Same as we've done every week. You know, we'll still split the reps, and the guy that is doing the best in practice this week will be the guy that'll probably go. So it won't change anything.
Split the reps between Chaz and Brandon.
Yep. Yep.
Larry, last year you guys started 7-2, obviously. Since then, I think y'all are 2-9. I mean, obviously injuries have played a huge role this year, but how do you explain in a big picture way just kind of what's happened to the program since then?
Well, I don't have a way to explain it. I mean, you know, we're not making enough plays to you know, to come out on top. I mean, I would, you know, I think there's been some games where our defense has put us in a position to win a football game, and offensively we haven't been able to get it done. You know, special teams wise, I think we've been very solid. We've been good in some areas, but we've just been okay, and that's not who we are. You know, we've always excelled in special teams, and we haven't created that many game-changing plays this year, and we've got to do that. So, you know, there's a lot of factors involved. I don't know if I can put my finger on just one.
How much of it do you feel like is a talent depth issue? You know, that the
Oh,
unit is
I
being
think
exposed?
I think depth is definitely an issue right now. There's no doubt. I mean, you got guys defensively that are out there the whole game pretty much, and the wear and tear on them and their bodies is pretty difficult. But it is what it is. I mean, we don't have a choice right now, you know, and it affects the way you play on Saturday. It affects the way you have to practice, you know. So you know, it just it is what it is.
Good.
Casey Collins, we talk about Casey Collins a lot, but after the game, he said he's feeling more comfortable because he's getting more reps and getting the opportunity to make plays. And what have you seen about him maybe in practice that's led to this point in the last 3 games? Really haven't.
He's just totally confident in what he's doing. I mean, he knows what he's doing, and so, you know, I mean, you take a guy that's got his ability and he knows what he's doing, he's going to make plays like this. I mean, he likes to run and hit, and he can do it. He can do it on every play.
How's MJ holding up through all this?
Really well.
He's a guy that could have gone pro and decided to come back and
Yeah, I'd say he's kind of the heart and soul of everybody right now. I mean, he's the guy that is the leader. He's the guy that's the one making sure that everybody's staying positive, everybody's staying together. He's doing a tremendous job. You know, not besides the point that he's playing, you know, probably averaging over 90 snaps a game.
Related to the guys wearing down some, in your 6 years, your open dates come in November 3 times, after the second game twice, and then 2015 was the only time it was sort of in the middle of the season. Do you have a preference on when the open date comes?
Yeah, I like it somewhere around the middle of the season.
Does
but
does it bother you that it's come at these odd times? I mean, November's kind of too late, and after 2 games,
does it
kind of too
bother
early.
me? I mean, I don't know. I mean, you don't get to pick it. If I got to pick it, I'd pick it in the middle of the season, you know, or I'd pick it when we were beat up and needed to rest. But you don't get to pick it, so I haven't really. I mean, it affects the way I plan out the season, you know, practice-wise and rest-wise and all that, you know. But, you know, I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it as far as whether I like it. If I could pick, I'd pick it in the middle of the season.
Is there an avenue for you to voice something about that?
No. I mean, there isn't.
I think it's kind of odd, though. 3 in November. You guys could use one right now,
I could. I could use one. I could have used one a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Week before that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got you on that.
What's been like your approach with the guys in terms of trying to be positive or trying to be, you know, hard on them, for lack of a better way to put it? Like,
Well, I mean, we're nothing has changed in the way we coach these guys. Our guys know. I mean, when they walk in this building, they get the truth. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're not going to, you know, I mean, if somebody screws up, we let them know they screwed up. If somebody does good, we pat them on the back and tell them they did good. I mean, so that we're not up and down on wins and losses. We try to stay consistent in the way we coach and the way we handle our guys, so they know what we're going to be like. I don't want to be different, you know. And we've been positive at the beginning of the season. We're going to be positive now, and we're going to encourage them to be positive. But we're still going to coach the heck out of them and get after them, because that's what it takes to be successful.
Do you guys have any communication with the league office about the play at the end?
I have not yet. I mean, we turn you know, the plays in that we want looked at, and then they'll give us a response sometime this afternoon like they normally do.
When do you turn that in? Is that a Sunday thing?
No, Monday morning. We turn in Monday morning. We usually get some kind of reply Monday evening.
Is that an email or a phone call, or how do they respond?
Usually, we get, it must come email form. I mean, that's not the way it's handed to me, but it must come through email, I'm guessing.
Anything else?
I was gonna ask about.
It's not verbal, if that.
Yeah, I was just curious.
Virginia Tech young quarterback who's had some pretty big moments.
Yeah, he's done a heck of a job, you know, that's, what, redshirt freshman, I believe, is that right? And he's, I think he's leading the country in passing yardage for a freshman and, you know, doing a really nice job. I mean, so, you know, they've done a really good job with the kid, and I think they're, you know, they've discovered what he can do and got some good surrounding talent around him, and they're taking advantage of it.
What are the key elements of Fuente's system? I mean, obviously it's a spread, but that means so many things now. How would you describe it?
Well, I would say that, you know, I mean, one thing they're gonna do is they're gonna run the football. They always have. You can say it's a spread, but I mean, it's not a pass-happy spread like some of the teams out there. I mean, they're gonna run the football. They're gonna formation you. They're gonna get into a lot of different formations and see if they can, you know, get you out of position. And they're gonna run the football. And he's always had a quarterback that can do both. That can run and throw.
Can you just talk about the challenges of your offense having to face a Bud Foster defense?
Well, it's always a battle. You know, Bud's done a tremendous job. I mean, he's no doubt one of the best defense coordinators in the country, and he's proven that over the, you know, 47 years he's been there. I mean, he's, you know, they're always strong defensively, and he does a great job. And it's always a lot of fun to, you know, for that matchup and that mouse game that you play, and you know, in trying to, you know, outmaneuver each other.
Do you do anything with the film from last year, or have you thrown?
Oh yeah, we look at the film. I mean, you know, we're not looking at the film for the way we perform. We're looking at the film for how they defended us and what their thoughts were going into the game. But we do that, you know, since it's this offense against what Bud's been doing. I mean, we look at more than just 1 year. I mean, we look at multiple years, you know. So, you know, he's got some themes that he wants to do against us. We got some themes that what we want to do with the way we attack him. So I'm sure he's aware of that.
You said that with the NCAA ruling that you kind of become numb to it, you know, moved on, but going forward now with recruiting, obviously it's not something that you have to deal with, I guess.
Yeah, that'll be the best thing.
Change?
The biggest change we won't have to go in there and defend ourselves. I mean, we can go in and sell, you know, and we don't have to spend time defending. And so that's, you know, and there's, you know, that gives other teams, they'll have something else to talk about.
All right. Thanks, folks.
Thanks,
so much.
Coach.
Thank you much.
All right, thank y'all.